In 1964, Terry Nation, the creator of the Daleks, returned to the show and did something really bold. Not only do we get the Daleks return, they've already taken over the planet. By the time the Doctor and his companions step out of the TARDIS, Earth has already been conquered, the Daleks are in total control, and London is a ruined wasteland. This serial also has one of the best cliffhangers in all of Classic Who, and to be honest, it's the greatest story from Classic Who that I've seen. It's actually crazy the quality jump. We went from the average Planet of Giants, straight into what feels like a 2-hour film about the Daleks' occupation of Earth, complete with proper sets and real on-location filming in London. So in this video, I'm taking a look at my favourite Classic Who serial, and breaking down exactly why it's so great. Hey everyone, it's Firelink Frontier, and welcome to the channel. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers, so I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe. So some quick background. This is the second story of Season 2, and it's written by Terry Nation and directed by Richard Martin. It aired in November and December of 1964 as 6 25-minute episodes, and it pulled in huge ratings with over 11 million people for the first episode. And we're with the original TARDIS team. The first Doctor, William Hartnell, his granddaughter Susan, and the two school teachers Ian and Barbara. They land thinking they've returned to 1960s London, and that Ian and Barbara might finally be home. I feel like the Doctor's got to be trolling them at this point. I mean, how many times are they going to think they're home, only to end up in France during the Reign of Terror, or 200 years in the future? But this time they've landed in London at least. But something's very wrong. London is eerily quiet. There's no boats on the Thames, no cars, and no people at all. The crew split up to investigate, because of course they do. Ian and the Doctor head into a warehouse, and Ian finds a calendar marked 2164. That's when they realise how far in the future they've travelled. Humanity has already been crushed by the Daleks. Survivors are either hiding in the ruins, or they've been turned into robo-men, who are basically human slaves, wearing these creepy metal helmets. It honestly feels like the Cybermen, before the Cybermen even existed. The Daleks and Robo-Men patrol the streets, like an occupying army. The Daleks aren't monsters of the week this time. They've already won. This story is massive for Classic Who. It's the Daleks' big return, the first full-scale invasion of Earth, and it's got the first major filming on location in London. I'm going to be talking about spoilers from here onwards, so if you somehow still haven't seen it and are watching this video, you've been warned. So this serial also gives the show's first companion departure, as we say goodbye to the Doctor's granddaughter Susan. Susan and Barbara are picked up by a small resistance group, led by Dortmund. Despite how dark the story gets, there's a few funny moments here and there, like when Barbara and Susan are assigned jobs.
2 more pairs of hands. Good.
She says she can cook.
Oh, can you?
And what do you do?
I eat.
The first episode builds this brilliant atmosphere, and everything feels empty and wrong, not to mention the iconic posters dotted about, and it ends with one of the greatest cliffhangers in Doctor Who, a Dalek rising out of the Thames, while the Robo-Men surround Ian and the Doctor. At the time, I'm sure it must have been crazy to watch that. The only thing that sort of comes close to my generation is with David Tennant's fake regeneration. The whole country seemed to be talking about it. That really does feel like a different era now. Unfortunately, if you want to watch the Daleks' invasion of Earth now, the serial title kind of ruins the cliffhanger. After that, the Doctor and Ian get captured and are taken to a saucer. And yes, the effects aren't great, even for the 60s. But that doesn't mean I want someone to come in with CGI and fix it all. I'm always in favour of leaving it how it was, and being authentic to how it was shown at the time, way back in 1964. The whole serial has this strong occupation feel, pulling heavily from World War II resistance stories. The Daleks are cold and efficient, and the Robo-Men are basically their enforcers. The desperate humans are trying to survive in the rubble. As the story unfolds, we learn the Daleks' plan. They're drilling into the Earth's core, so they can replace it with a propulsion system, and fly the whole planet around the galaxy like a giant spaceship. And yeah, it's kinda ridiculous, in true Terry Nation style. But it doesn't take away from the tension. We get resistance attacks, tense escapes through the sewers and mines, some creepy Robo-Men moments, including the Doctor nearly getting converted, and constant action. Unlike the original Dalek story, none of the episodes feel like filler. It's a 6-parter, but it genuinely flies by. What makes the serial stand out is how mature it feels for a 1960s family show, which I'm sure you've gathered if you've watched my channel, is what I like about the 60s show. The story deals with occupation, resistance, and even shows desperate humans are willing to turn on each other, even betraying each other to the Daleks, in order to survive. All 4 of the main cast members are in great form. Barbara gets some great moments, like driving a truck through Daleks. Ian is solid as ever, climbing all the way up a lift, becoming a bit of an action hero, and William Hartnell's Doctor is especially strong in the final episode. On top of that, the resistance fighters actually feel like real people, who've had to live under the Daleks. But the standout is Susan. Throughout her time on the show, she's always wanted a home and somewhere to belong, and in this story she meets David, a resistance fighter, and her arc is finally completed when she decides to stay on Earth with him. Yeah, the romance happens pretty quickly, but I'm not totally sure how much time the serial covers, but it still lands emotionally. Hartnell delivers his final goodbye with real sadness, and it's easily one of the best companion departures in the entire show. As well as that, the Daleks actually feel threatening here. They're not just going around constantly shouting exterminate. They're actually the rulers. That's what makes them better than a lot of their later appearances. And the location shots of the Daleks on Westminster Bridge and rising from the Thames are still iconic even today. Of course, the serial's not perfect. Some parts in the middle drag a little, and the Robo-Men can look a little silly when they're just walking around. Not to mention the Daleks' plan is ridiculously over the top. Some of the effects also look dated now, and you can see the printed out Daleks in the background to save money. But the atmosphere and story more than make up for it. So yeah, the Dalek Invasion of Earth is my favourite classic Who story out of all the ones I've seen, and I'd thoroughly recommend it if you haven't watched it yet. It's got scale, brilliant atmosphere, real stakes, and one of the most moving goodbyes in the whole show, and I'm going to give it the first 10 out of 10 on the channel. So let me know in the comments, have you seen the Dalek Invasion of Earth? And what did you think of it? And let me know what your favourite classic Who serial is. I'm Firelink Frontier, and thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and consider becoming a member to support the channel. Thanks for watching everyone.